Yeah, wait, so you drive a taxi, right?
Well, it's an excellent way of learning about all different kinds of people. And what's your vocation?
My vocation, I've done lots of different jobs.
I always thought you'd end up a writer like your old man.
Actually, I do write. Sometimes I try.
Well, there's no such thing as trying to write. One writes or one doesn't. And you have to take every opportunity to practice your craft. Anyway, I know you've inherited some writing talent from me because I am a truly great writer. I'm going to show you something. A letter from Viking Press. You've heard of Viking Press, haven't you?
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at that phrase there.
Your book is a virtuoso display of personality. Unfortunately, its dosage would kill hardier readers than we have here.
Virtuoso display, Viking Press.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So, Paul, what have been some of the oddest jobs that you've had in your life?
One time my sister was working in a bookstore and my mom made me start working there too, and all I did was gift wrap books, and that was not an odd job, but one of my least favorite jobs. For some reason gift wrapping other people's stuff is not on my list of things to do.
But now you're perfect at Christmas, right?
Yeah.
What about, did you feel like you wanted to volunteer for the homeless shelters making this film?
Yeah, that was probably one of the first jumping off points to sort of get into the world of the film and the characters. So I went and volunteered at some shelters here in New York, and not only at the shelter where we'd get food in from different grocery stores, we'd cook it up, serve it, and then we'd sit down and eat, with the people, and that was great. But I also went out on some trucks, and we'd set up a table at a park or something, and people would line up, and it was winter, so we gave out food, but we also would give out hats, gloves, scarves, and socks. It turned out to be quite a moving experience for me as a person, as well as really important for the film.
What was the most shocking thing that you experienced doing that?
I think the most shocking thing was how ordinary some of these people were. I think it's easy to stereotype a lot of the homeless as either people who are crazy or who are addicts of some kind, and there is that world to it, and I did see that, but there was a lot of people who were much more like you and me than I anticipated. A guy who'd been homeless for 3 weeks, a guy who'd been homeless for 3 years, some people who just, the workforce, was, I just don't know if they had the skills or. But the shelter, a lot of the people who are at the shelter are getting back on track. They're able to get a bed and a shower, and they're working for the shelter. They're paying their stay almost by helping to volunteer and help others, and then they're getting educated, and that was cool to see.
And then on the other side of it, your character is an addict, so did you go into the rooms? Did you want to see what that was like?
Yeah, again, the most amazing thing about that to me was how many people are not just holed up in some abandoned warehouse, acting like a crazy There's a lot of people who go to work and then go home and have this other side to their life. And so I think my approach to it was just to understand where Nick Flynn was coming from emotionally and why he was needing these things in his life to diffuse his inner, conflict.
How hard was it for you to snort that stuff on and smoke the crack and do that?
It was kind of fun. It's that's one of the being an actor, you sort of get to explore things that I don't in real life, and that can be interesting. It's fun to access your imagination in that way and do that research. This film was a lot harder than I anticipated it being, the emotional journey, and I really, so it was not all fun. There was a weight to it, but you get into it.
Mm-hmm. And of course you have Robert DiNiro to bounce off of, and that first scene. Now I know he's method, but was he really naked when you opened the door?
I think so. He was covered in suds, and I tried to avert my eyes. He went for it. Bob was really committed and prepared, and I think he's amazing in the film. And I was very lucky to have so many great scenes with him.
Yeah, and did you sort of bond together as father and son, or that wasn't part of it?
No, because in the film, you know, we meet for the first time, really, in the film, and we don't totally get along. So Bob was very warm and welcoming and kind to me, and we did get along. But when we were at work, you know, we got down to business. There wasn't a lot of hanging out around, you know, the craft service table or something. We had a tight schedule, and we cared about what we were doing. So we were working.
So you weren't calling him Bobby by the end of the movie?
Bobby D. No, you call him Bobby. He's a sweet guy. He's really, I liked him a lot.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You did such a good job.
Well, thanks.
Loved it.
Pleasure to see you, Nicholas, aside from the circumstances.
What are the circumstances?
The circumstances are that I had a disagreement with my scum-sucking landlord. I don't know why. And so he decided to bring the police into the discussion, and so now I'm forced to move.
Move where?
Oh, I'm considering my options. I'm a sought-after house guest. You know why?
No.
Because I am an excellent raconteur. But until I find a new place, I have to put all my things in storage.
Hey, so I'm not bringing the gun in my truck.
What?
The shotgun. Yeah, you said you had a shotgun.
Shotgun? Who said that? I have bore firearms. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can defend myself. Let me just... You see this?
Yes.
Anyone messes with me when I'm driving or walking down the street, whatever, bammo, right in the head. Sends a little message, let me tell you.